Hey everyone! Welcome back to Inside the Cage, where we bring you the latest and exciting updates of UFC. First, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Explosive details about sexual allegations. Just recently, Conor McGregor felt a sense of relief after the news broke that he won't be dealing with any criminal charges tied to sexual assault allegations that came up during his appearance at an NBA Finals game back in June. So, just to be understandable, Conor McGregor is in the clear air regarding those allegations of sexual assault from June. The UFC superstar firmly denied the claims that he assaulted a woman during the NBA Finals game at the Kaseya Center. Now, his lawyer said in a statement to the Daily Mail, after a thorough investigation, including a review of videos and interviews with eyewitnesses, the authorities have concluded that there is no case to pursue against my client, Conor McGregor. He added, as anticipated, this decision by the authorities confirms Mr. McGregor's account of the evening. On behalf of my client, his family, and his fans, we are pleased this is now over. Moreover, the alleged incident went down on June 9th while the Denver Nuggets were battling the Miami Heat. Now, here's a strange twist to that same night. The 35-year-old McGregor had a bit of a stunt gone wrong when he ended up punching a mascot and sent them tumbling to the floor. In a surprising turn of events, just a day later, it was revealed that McGregor was expecting his fourth child with his wife, Dee Devlin. At that time, the Irishman is also geared up for a return to the UFC after getting back into the USADA testing pool. But he hasn't stepped into the octagon since his trilogy fight with Dustin Poirier in Las Vegas, where he suffered a broken tibia. In response to McGregor's return, UFC President Dana White has said in a discussion, I have nothing planned for Conor McGregor right now. The paperwork is being submitted. We'll play it by ear, see how things work out. There's still a lot of things that have to happen as far as fights go, and then we'll decide where he's going to land. So, there's talk of the biggest name in the sport possibly making a comeback for UFC 300, which is all set to happen in the early months of 2024. It's got fans buzzing with excitement. The Grudge Match of UFC 294. UFC 294 is shaping up to be a real thriller. Here is Alexander Volkanovski, who is stepping up at the last minute to face Islam Makhachev. The reason behind it is that Charles Oliveira had to bow out due to injury. The backstory here is that these two are having a rematch after their clash in February, where Makhachev took the win with a unanimous decision. Now in Abu Dhabi, Volkanovski is determined to flip the script and, in his words, finish his opponent. See, he's aiming for a better ending to this rivalry. Certainly, the whole situation unfolded because Charles Oliveira had to withdraw when he got a cut during a sparring session. And just to add to the drama, after his previous bout with Makhachev, Volkanovski also defended his featherweight belt against Yair Rodriguez back in July.
There's adjustments I know I could have made straight away. And a lot of people are like, oh, he didn't have the camp. I want a better ending to this story. Yeah. I want to finish him. You know, I really want to go out there and I think that's my best bet. So let's go and take it.
However, Volkanovski showed his mettle when he decided to move up a weight class for the face-off with Makhachev. This earlier showdown happened in Perth, Australia. Their bout was a real nail-biter, an action-packed clash of titans. It was an intense showdown, that's for sure. UFC Fighter's bold claim. Former world champion Kamaru Usman is taking a bold stance against Alexander Volkanovski's second attempt at becoming a UFC double champion, even though he suggests that Volkanovski's arch-rival, Islam Makhachev, should be ranked higher than him on the pound-for-pound rankings. Speaking with Fox Sports Australia in Abu Dhabi recently, Usman revealed that he wouldn't have stepped into the octagon at UFC 294 if Israel Adesanya were still the middleweight champion. That's some loyalty right there. Now, let's talk about Volkanovski's audacious move. He's making a leap up a weight class on just 11 days' notice, aiming to join the elite club of UFC champs. Back in February, he fell short in his first attempt at this lofty goal, losing to Makhachev in a close decision, whereas Usman seems to be tipping Makhachev, saying he's a handful right now. Even Usman goes so far as to say that for Volkanovski to pull off a win here would be like an upset akin to when Englishman Leon Edwards nabbed his belt with that famous 2022 head kick. That's some comparison. Furthermore, Usman himself has been called in as a last-minute replacement to face Khamzat Chimaev at Etihad Stadium this weekend. The victor of this clash is expected to get a shot at Sean Strickland, the new middleweight champ. Asked for a prediction in the main, Usman said, "I think it's Islam. I think he pulls it out. That being said, I think Islam has all the tools." Now, my fight friend, here's the question for you. Where do you think Volkanovski should stand on those UFC pound-for-pound rankings? So right now, he's sharing the top spot with UFC heavyweight champ John Jones, and Makhachev is holding down the third spot. Surely it's a weekend packed with action and high-stakes matchups. Guys, if you're enjoying the video, we'd love your support. Just hit that subscribe button to motivate us to bring you more exciting content. Stephen Thompson's controversial UFC exit. You know, Michel Pereira isn't holding back when it comes to his feelings about Stephen Thompson and their canceled UFC 291 bout. They were supposed to throw down at welterweight last July, but Pereira tipped the scales over the limit, which led to the fight getting nixed since Thompson didn't want to proceed. Even though Pereira had a recent victory that he's pretty stoked about, he's still carrying some bitterness about that missed face-off with Wonder Boy. Essentially, he expressed his sentiments on the MMA Hour through a translator, giving us a peek into his thoughts on Thompson. "I wanted to fight, of course. I was ready and prepared. I suffered a lot to lose weight for that fight, so obviously I was upset. I thought he was a little coward. In my entire career, I never saw anything like that, but at the same time, he was within his rights." Then again, he continued, "So what happened is it was 1.5 years without a fight. I had 5 fights canceled because of other fighters, and I started gaining a lot of weight. On the week of the fight, a lot of weird things started happening to me, and then we realized it was because I was too strong. I had gained a lot of weight, and that was the challenge." Now, as for the burning question of whether there's another showdown in the cards for these two, Pereira had this to say. "He's in a different weight class, so I don't think about fighting him anymore. I'm at 185, and the opportunity has passed." Continuing, Pereira shared his thoughts about how he's been feeling in the middleweight division, and when it comes to what's on the horizon for the 30-year-old, he's already got a particular opponent in mind. "No preference. I don't even know much about this new weight class, but one fight that I like, I enjoy him. He's a bit of a showman. His name is Israel Adesanya. It would be a fun fight. I have nothing against him, just admiration, and I'd love to fight him." All in all, Pereira's got his sights set on some exciting challenges ahead. Khabib's words for Sean Strickland. Last but not least, Khabib Nurmagomedov is still going strong, at least according to his longtime teammate and student, Islam Makhachev. UFC 294 Fight Week is here, and the lightweight champion Makhachev is all set to face off against featherweight kingpin Alexander Volkanovski in the main event this weekend on October 21st, 2023. But you know what's causing a real buzz in Abu Dhabi, United Arab Emirates, is the return of Nurmagomedov to Makhachev's corner. It's got everyone talking. Today I was asked, can Khabib come back and beat UFC middleweight champion Sean Strickland in a championship fight? Makhachev said on Instagram. I can confidently answer that he can easily do it. It's been 3 years since Khabib retired, but he never misses a training session, and I can say without a doubt, if he wants to, it'll be no effort to him. Well, it's quite a coincidence that Makhachev has been pretty vocal about his goal of becoming a 2-division champion. Meanwhile, he's got his sights set on challenging for the welterweight title down the road. However, the 31-year-old Makhachev will first have to take care of business against Volkanovski once more. And after that, he'll have to see how things pan out between the current 170-pound title holder, Leon Edwards, and the challenger, Colby Covington. This showdown is scheduled for UFC 296 on December 16th, 2023. There's a lot in the pipeline for Makhachev. All right, guys, that's all for today. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. See you at the next one. Until then, goodbye.